Transformation is commonplace, yet we largely ignore how it happens. My research is broadly focused on sustainability, and with that in mind, I'm going to talk this evening about transformation. A quick search on Amazon shows, here we go, thousands of books about transformation. It's part of our cultural stories, like the ugly duckling who becomes a beautiful swan, and part of our popular culture, as seen in the show The Biggest Loser, or on personal blogs like this, Chris Gets Fit. Transformation is bigger than what we call change. It's permanent and cuts across all compartments of our lives. So I want to share some of my research that explores and illustrates transformation in a variety of contexts. One way people transform is through a process of identification. That is, by building a relationship or identifying with an organization, an individual changes his or her values and behaviors. Identification is often taken for granted. And how this relationship affects people involved is not well understood. We studied identification in two contexts: a community-supported agriculture program, CSA, like veggie boxes here, and an advertising agency. We find that in both contexts, identifying with the organization led to value and behavior change. That is, the individuals not only adopted the core values of the organization, they also took on behaviors advocated for by the organization. They changed, in the advertising agency, this included dress and speech patterns, and also deeper things, like a woman who claims she got back on financial track because of the values of the organization. In the CSA, it was cooking at home more, looking for other opportunities to buy local products, and adopting the environmental ethic of the CSA, expressing concern for greenhouse gas emissions associated with the food production. Identification seems to happen in three ways: as epiphany, in an instant; as emulation, that is, by imitating speech and action of others; and as exploration, where people use the values of the organization as a lens through which to examine their own lives. So identification is one way transformation happens, but how else can it happen, or should it happen, in a business context? I'll give a few examples of transformation in different parts of the world. From a producer's perspective, it's hard to transform your business. Commodity wheat producers in a community in the high plains of the United States have clear economic incentives to transform to organic production, but very few actually do. There are structural barriers. The supply chain and soil management practices are very different for organic wheat. There are philosophical differences with the way the land is cared for that can keep farmers from becoming organic. And in these small communities, it can be hard to go against your neighbors and take part in an activity that will stigmatize you as a hippie or tree hugger, even though I assure you these farmers are not. They have commonalities too that make transformation even harder. Both groups think of themselves as good stewards of the land. Both have a deep sense of their identities as farmers, and they agree that the mark of true sustainability is being able to pass their farm on to their children. Now I'll leap to East Africa, where my colleagues and I are working on a conservation agriculture project. The farmers we work with struggle with soil fertility and soil erosion, and we work with NGOs to introduce new crops and crop rotations. The plow you see here in this picture was designed by my colleague's father to address issues with the soil while maintaining the same physical experience, the body position that the plows the farmers are used to, which hopefully helps the transformation go easier. Finally, I'm working on a project in Bangladesh where we're looking at a distribution program called JITA. JITA is primarily a woman-to-woman distribution channel at the bottom of the pyramid. JITA works with multinational and local companies to distribute consumer goods. Here's a saleswoman meeting with customers inside a village compound. This program has received criticism for delivering consumer goods to poor people, making them spend money on things they don't really need. But this program also raises the saleswomen out of extreme poverty and may have benefits for the customers. We find that saleswomen bring other items like birth control pills and information like how to use them and possible side effects. So business can provide pathways for transformation to greater social, economic, and environmental sustainability. We need to figure out how we can encourage sustainable innovation in companies, and support individuals as they navigate transformative spaces.